Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today, our entry is going to be over my mistakes that I've made, uh, like before I wrote this entry, I guess. So there's a lot of self-reflection and looking into why I uh, may have made these poor, either behavioral decisions, emotional decisions, whatever you want to call it. So let's get into that. February 22nd, 2024 at 10:46 p.m. Tonight, I think I should reevaluate my outlook on life. First, I will describe my problems, then their respected reasons why I may have thought this way, and finally a solution or goal I should have going forward. First is my assumptions. A long time ago, I had an entry on a girl that I knew was going to be emo or goth. What I failed to think, though, was how she had already been that way from the start. These assumptions will appear later in this entry too, but for a much greater reason. To fix this, I just need to come to terms with the fact that everyone has different experiences in life and therefore cannot be categorized into a specific stereotype. In other words, I need to lay off using my pattern seeking brain to have a more open and even accepting mind when talking to others. These patterns I try to seek don't work most of the time, anyhow, and usually make me look like an ass. Secondly, is my selfishness. I need to stop masking myself in social virtue and truly take the mask off myself and look in the mirror. I am full of myself and can be lazy as a result of it. Trying to do the least amount of work on a project, for example, has been something that I have done. The root of this behavior may come down to my belief in I work for what's mine and you work for what's yours. Although not an entirely bad thing to say, I think my heavy emphasis on worth ethic and honesty really make my efforts look exclusive instead of inclusive. I need to start thinking we work for what's ours because together we can all grow more. Third, I need to dial down on my belief in the individual. Although believing in oneself is good, doing too much of it leaves me secluded. Even if I'm in a group, I still have the freedom to be me. Fourth is my impatient behavior. I take information way too fast, and I need to digest it before I move on. More importantly, I need to be patient towards others. Today, my assumptions made me impatient and conjure up a false story, which in turn got me flamed or roasted, whatever you want to call it. I paid the price for wanting any answer for myself and basically blew my possible chances with a girl to a minimum while also looking like an inconsiderate douche. I just need to slow down and breathe and wait for the other person to answer because, that's their side of the story. And if I'm asking questions, they should be the one giving me answers. I shouldn't be making up answers in my head. That way, I can hear theirs, like I just wrote. That way, I can hear their side of the story and get a better picture of things. Hell, the rewards I would reap from this alone would be worth so much. As to the root of this behavior, I don't know. Maybe it's the internet, some short attention span, a mental thing. I don't know. Fifth is my ego, because although I don't want to believe I have one, I do. This, once again, comes from my work ethic. I work hard and feel that I deal with mentally challenging things all the time that, when paired with my selfishness, make me feel as though I'm the only person who's experienced something hard in their life. Newsflash, my life isn't hard at all. I'm just so mentally incapable of seeing and accepting the harder lives of others around me. I'm blind and should be more thankful for the life I live. Mentioning thoughts of self-destruction for me is cowardly and weak, to say the least. Sixth of all, I need to stop holding onto pointless things because they lead to holding grudges against people, which leads to the assumptions in others. Just because one person genuinely treated me wrong doesn't mean that everyone after will do the same. What I'm referring to is this entry a long time ago before this that I made about women, to which I'm very sorry for making. I need to embrace that the company of one woman is different from the other. That is pretty obvious with anyone, and that I don't know what I was on if I were to be thinking that. That's crazy. It's also just very hypocritical of me as well to want a girlfriend while holding a grudge against every single one. That shit just doesn't add up. Seventh, I need to stop having a movie mindset. What I mean by that is that I constantly believe that there's some story that is going to happen, that my life is going to go through some sort of drama every week. I need to disband this main character energy, as it just bolsters my ego while also providing myself with random bullshit stories I make in my head. Maybe I'd realize that if I got rid of this Sigma mentality, that I'd see the world for how it is. Passing, just floating by. Like a cloud, drifting without care as to if it'll become a rain cloud, thunder cloud, or dissipate into no cloud at all. And although I think about that line, I have no enemies, from Vinland Saga, I truly need to follow through with believing that, otherwise it just stands to boost any false ego. Readers, or listeners, I believe that these 7 things have contributed to my negative outlook on life, and it needs to stop. I will be thinking about these 7 traits that I wish to work on and eventually eliminate. There's no reasonable excuse for my past behaviors, and so I will take all the blame necessary for others to feel just. To everyone, I am sorry for my sinful behavior. I am no angel. I decided to write this entry after these 7 impurities culminated into fumbling the bag with a girl. And although she accepted my apology, I don't want myself to get to the point of apologizing. If I do get to this point, then I will completely go against what I want for love to be simple, and need to reevaluate how I feel. I need to start to think about things before I speak. Only then will my goals be accomplished with maximum benefit. 11:54 p.m. Whew, what a doozy of an entry. But I think this one is another important entry. I feel like every entry that I make is either comedically funny to laugh at in the past, very groundbreaking, at least for me, groundbreaking like revelations or turning points in my, brain developing, if you will, or me maturing as an adult. Because these are, as much as I want to straight up eliminate them, I feel like there's always going to be, some remnant of it existing, whether it's some small amount or not. For instance, yesterday I believe I was playing video games, and usually with the people I play with, we crack jokes and stuff, but sometimes I feel like the jokes that they crack, they might not be personal, but sometimes I end up taking them personally. And that's just straight up my ego, and that is my assumption, to think that they are making it personal, right? I need to slow down and be like, dude, this is a video game. I don't know this person in real life. Like, who cares? I physically remember in my head, or I guess mentally, because it's in my head, when I was playing the video game and I heard it, my body kind of tensed up a little bit, because when I take things personally, I'm like, whoa, what the heck, man? But then slowly I was like, hold on. I need to slow down. He probably doesn't mean it this way. He's just, he's personally mad because something's not working out. And I think it helped me diffuse any possible alley in which I would use that, bolstered up ego to, say something back. So, I think another thing is assumptions and needing to slow down. There are a lot of times where I do assume and I just go. Because for me, my worth ethic in school right now is something gets assigned, and I have it planned on when I'm going to do it. And it's either going to be like when I get free time, I'm going to start working on it to get it out of the way, because I don't like having assignments on my dashboard, right? All my assignments kind of appear on my phone, and when I see one, I'm like, I need to get this done as soon as I can. And there's benefits of that, right? Because if I have a question, I can actually use my ability to slow down to ask the teacher questions before I submit it and then get docked a billion points, which is great, which is why working on stuff early is so great. But not asking questions, by not slowing down and not asking questions makes it difficult. I think the one characteristic that sticks around the most for me is that movie mindset, if you will. Kind of this thought of, someone's, there's a camera on me at all times, so I gotta look cool, or I gotta, be doing something interesting or saying something witty or something. It's like, no, that's not happening. You're in real life. There are no cameras besides the CCTV ones that are watching you when you're walking around campus and whatnot. And so I know a lot of times that used to make me very just like super straight face, stone cold when I'm like walking to class. And although that does still happen, I still think that is something I need to work on first off. But I still think that I've made a little bit of progress. Yesterday I complimented a girl's tech pants because I had a pair of tech pants myself, but mine got ruined in the wash. But I liked the tech pants she was wearing, and obviously she was like, "Oh, thanks, I got them at blah blah blah." So still trying to work on that movie mindset, tearing it down. Also, just being kind of nice. I'd say the last thing is being. I think it's being selfish, right? Which leads me to being lazy. I think I am lazy sometimes. And sometimes it's not justifiable, right? Like there are some times where I'm just being lazy to be lazy. But I do need to recognize that there are times in which I do put in a lot of work, and my group members do have to do their part of a project if that's what needs to be done. I can't always be there there to do their work, right, or their part. I can help them. I can definitely assist them if they need it. But if I've already done my part, then, I should at least encourage them to do their part, or maybe even assist them. So I think overall, this is a great introspective entry. And I think going forward, I read the first sentence of the next one. It's completely flipped back to being like pessimistic and dramatic. So I hope you guys are going to get excited for that one coming out tomorrow. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a bit of a longer video, but I guess it makes up for the pretty short video I had yesterday. But I did like all the comments that were there. Thank you guys for leaving comments. I really appreciate it. I'll do a plug this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Or if you want to go watch the video I made yesterday, it is going to be right here. It'd be right here. So I'll see you guys later. Peace.